To video lecture series. Next one is biomass. Biomass energy conversion. So biomass is organic material that reacts with the oxygen in combustion and natural metabolic process to release the heat energy. Sometimes it is used as like the same original form. Sometimes it is converted into modern energy forms such as liquid or gaseous fuels or electricity and processed to heat to provide the energy services which is needed by the rural and urban populations, or sometimes it is used in industry also. Biomass is nothing but the agriculture or solid or forest waste materials that is used to burn. How it is burning? During the plant times, the photosynthesis process is taking place. When the plants are growing, during that time, the photosynthesis process is taking place, which releases the carbon dioxide in the root side and absorbs the oxygen, and in the leaves of the plant, which releases the oxygen and absorbs the carbon dioxide. So there is a sunlight, sun rays are falling onto the plant leaves, which absorbs the sun's energy in the leaves, and it will be stored in the root. Once after that the plant dies, if you burn the wood or the tree, then the fire is created, which will create some kind of heat or kind of smoke. How this is burning? In the sense, due to the carbohydrates which is stored in the wood during the photosynthesis process, before the plant dies. So the solar energy by means of photosynthesis, which stores the energy in trees and plants, that can be converted into liquid fuels for the internal combustion engines. Similarly, the ethanol could be produced from the cellulose of the large scale, and also the energy which will be gained by a photosynthesis process. And the heat is generated by burning the wood, that is converted into steam, and that steam will rotate the turbine which is connected to the generator, turbo generator, which will produce the electricity. If that is that kind of generation of electricity is nothing but biomass energy. Plant matters created by the process of photosynthesis called biomass. The photosynthetic process, which will result in the release of molecular oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and other types of bacteria use the light energy to create the organic components. So the photosynthesis provides energy and reduced carbon required for the survival of the virtually all living organisms, as well as the molecular oxygen is necessary for the survival of the oxygen consuming organisms. So once the plant waste is burnt, then the sun radiation which is stored in the plant is converted into the heat energy. There are several methods are used for the conversion of biomass into the electricity. Either we can directly burn the biomass in order to generate the electricity, or synthesis gas production by gasification, and methane gas production by anaerobic digestion like biogas. That is how the biogas is generated, in the sense we are keeping all agriculture waste and vegetable waste along with the cow dung, cow waste, animal waste, that will be poured into the one basin or in the boiler as a liquid form, semi solid and liquid form, and we are pouring some kind of some water, and the basin is fully covered with some kind of varnish which will avoid the ray of light from the sun falling onto this basin or a boiler. After 2 3 days, if you open that boiler or the particular basin, you will get a one bad smell. That is not a bad smell, it is methanol smell, methane smell. If you burn that methane, fire will be formed. That gas is called as biogas, that is used for the domestic applications. So photosynthesis in the plants, which absorbs the radiation of the sunlight when the plants is growing, and when the plant dies, then the same solar energy is converted into heat energy from the plants when you are burning the wood or the tree. There are two types of the photosynthesis process. One is oxygenic photosynthesis, another one is a unoxygenic photosynthesis. Photosynthesis process in all the plants which have some bacteria which involve the reduction of the carbon dioxide to the carbohydrates and removal of the electrons from H2O. Water is poured into the roads, so that H2O has to be, the electrons from the H2O has to be removed, which will release the oxygen. This process we call it as oxygenic photosynthesis. Anaxygenic photosynthesis, in the sense this organism occurs in the domain bacteria and have the representatives of four, like pillow purple bacteria, green sulfur bacteria, green gliding bacteria, gram positive bacteria. These also use the light energy to make the carbohydrates from the carbon dioxide and water. The conversion of the remaining waste product to usable energy includes generation of methane gas with the help of biogas or other kind of fuels like biological conversion, either hydrogen also used. Generation of electricity either from the first step itself, that means biogas conversion itself, or through thermomechanical process, that biogas will be sent as a steam to rotate the turbine and which will generate the electricity, is called a thermomechanical process. And the same bio waste materials are used for the fertilizer for agriculture and cultivating and crop cultivation process. The treatment is meant for those processes are designed to reduce the waste to innocuous form without or after energy recovery. So most familiar techniques are burning of waste at high temperature in the presence of oxygen and breaking down the complex compounds using heat in the absence of oxygen. That is the major biomass production. So we know that the sun is the primary source of all kind of raw energy, including biomass. So here biogas, next process is biogas. Biomass, the same, burning the wood or a tree which will generate, which will create the heat. That heat is used to boil the water, which will convert the water will be converted into steam, and it is passed through the turbine. The steam rotates the turbine and generates the electricity with the help of generator. This is nothing but biomass conversion. Next one is biogas conversion, where it is also a promising energy conversion technique. Here all bio waste, vegetable waste, other kind of waste are dumped into the one small turbine or small boiler or one furnace, and the full furnace is covered with some black coating in order to avoid the sun rays falling onto the thing. You might have seen this kind of setup in nowadays in villages and some rural areas also. After that, the gas is produced due to the reaction inside this components. That gas is given, this gas is used as a combustion for the purpose, like forest foods and waste, agriculture crops and residues, residential food waste, industrial waste, human animal waste, energy crops, all the things are dumped into this furnace. And the gas is produced, the gas is used to steam the water, and it is given to the steam is converted, the water is converted into steam, and electricity is produced. This is one kind. Another kind is nothing but the same gas is used for domestic appliances application purpose, like heating gas. It can be used for vehicle. Like that we can use this biogas conversion. This is a biogas conversion, the production of organic materials using the photosynthesis, collection and process of plant material, fermentation of the organic material. So animal waste, cow dung with water, which is given to the biogas, I mean this furnace, then gas will be generated, that is used for the lighting the lamp as well as stove operations. Next, biological hydrogen production. The hydrogen is a clean fuel. It is energy carrier that can be used for the broad range, more abundant element in the universe. Sun and stars are composed largely of hydrogen. Hydrogen is a component more compounds than the any other element. The storage of hydrogen gas is typically requires high pressure tanks. The storage of hydrogen as a liquid requires a cryogenic temperature because the boiling point of the hydrogen is very high. The hydrogen can also be used in the surfaces of solids or within the solids. So biological hydrogen production appears to be another promising conversion technique, where the only energy in the input solar energy and the hydrogen donor. The biological hydrogen schemes are produced at low temperature level. The scheme is free from pollution. The fuel is produced. The hydrogen gas is very clear burning fuel. It can be used for these, the production of human animal consumptions. And the next one is decentralized and centralized dispersion. The decentralized energy is the opposite energy of centralized energy. Centralized energy in the sense every energy is created in the one area, and it is given to the distributed area by means of transportation, transmission of the energy. That is centralized. Decentralized in the sense on site itself we are generating the energy. On site, suppose in industry itself we can generate the energy with the help of windmill or solar cell. Or with the biomass. This is called as decentralized and distributed energy system, on-site power generation system. It generates the power and the energy That is in the residential, commercial, or industrial customer needs in on sites. Some of the, you are moving into the metropolitan cities. If you could have seen that in some of the industries they have own power plant for the generation of their powers. In some malls also they used to keep some kind of power generations like wind generation, solar generation, the electricity generation with the help of solar energy system, solar refrigerator energy systems. These are all the coming under the decentralized generation. Solar cooker, solar water heater. So it is also decentralized energy system. Instead of using the electricity, we are going with the solar. So decentralized generation is the production of electricity at the near point of use, irrespective of the size, fuel, technology, which will reduce the capital investment, lower the cost of the electricity, reduce the pollution, reduce the production of greenhouse gas, and decrease the vulnerability of the electric system to the extreme weather condition and terrorist attacks. So there are various kinds of the dispersed generation. Advantages are low cost electricity, geographical factor, saving the outrage cost, increasing the demand in the intermediate sector, low payback system. Here, if you are talking about the distributed generation, there are two types. One is a non-renewable, another one is a renewable fuels. So both energy, non-renewable energy and renewable energies are used in the distributed generation. Non-renewable in the sense oil and gas, natural gas are used. Renewable in the sense wind, solar, hydrogen, biomass are used for the generation of this thing. Thank you.